Is Tuesday morning, June the 27th. First off, whoa, when did we make it to the end of June? Are we already almost to July, which means we're almost like summer's almost over? What is happening? Cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria. Anyway, good morning to you. I'm first warning meteorologist Eric Burris. This is Coffee Talk. We're doing a couple of these things today. We've, of course, got our normal Coffee Talk today. Then we've got our Tracking the Tropics Live, which is at 10 a.m. with WJCL Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Nelson. And then we've got our afternoon Coffee Talk. So if you're a person who enjoys spending time together, we're all about it. If you're not, I personally apologize because we're going to be doing some streams together today. All right. Top two things we are watching today. The heat building. Big heat building across Central Florida. We'll talk about just how hot things will get in your neighborhood. Plus, we're looking ahead to the 4th of July. Independence Day is right around the corner, and we're starting to get a clearer look as to what conditions may be here in Central Florida. Oh my goodness gracious, excuse me. We will take a look at that through this morning. And of course, we'll eyeball the tropics, all of the things. But before we do any of that, let's just look over to the Kennedy Space Center, the Vehicle Assembly Building. Beautiful start there, isn't it? It is a lovely start across all of Central Florida. No matter what tower cam I use, they're all looking great. First warning, live Doppler radar, also looking nice and quiet this morning. But these temperatures, it's a warm start. I haven't even had a sip of coffee, and I did the night shows last night. Can we just for a second? Oh, I need to open it. Okay, all right. Okay, I'm already feeling better. As long as I didn't get any spatter of coffee on my shirt. All right, I'm feeling better. Okay, now we've got the coffee to fuel. These temperatures, though, I have not stepped outside. Running a little slow because I did the night shift. But yeah, what a start it is. Thank you, Taylor. Opening the lid would be helpful. I'm not here. I mean, I'm here, but I'm not here. So temperatures outside, warm and muggy, but this is just the beginning of what is going to be a hot and muggy day. And in the month of June, we're talking about the potential of record heat. Yeah. Yup, it's going to be one. Wow. 92 degrees at 1 p.m. today, 96 at 3 p.m. And those shower chances, 10%, 20%. Yeah, don't hold your breath that you're going to get cooling rains. So today's going to be a hot day. It's that west wind, 10 to 15 miles an hour. Anytime you get a west wind, you know it's going to be a scorcher. So here's a look around Central Florida at our high temperatures today, okay? 96 in Orlando, 94 in Leesburg, 93 in Ocala, 94 degrees in Daytona Beach. It is hot. It is dry. It is going to be a day we have got to take it easy. Seriously. So why? Why are we into this punishment? Well, in order to understand things, let's just look atmospherically, all right? Let's start at the surface, high pressure out in the Gulf of Mexico, kind of building in, pushing out all the rains, right? But let's go a little higher. Let me take you to the 500 millibar level. Millibars. It's essentially a way to measure pressure. So we're at like surface level, which is a little more than 1,000 millibars. Okay? Standard pressure, we could get into that on another day. So this is 500 millibars. So the idea is halfway up the atmosphere here. Okay? Halfway up the atmosphere, we can look at things. And this gives us a big idea of what's happening. Over the last several days, it has made the national news that there has been this upper level area of high pressure out over the Gulf of Mexico and Texas. It has given them dangerous heat. Now, a couple of things. When we talk about this, it's important to understand that the atmosphere is so much simpler than you think, okay? It's all fluid dynamics, and it's just like driving a car down the road. So atmospherically, okay, high pressure is stable. Whenever I talk to school groups, I always say high and dry, right? Okay, so in terms of this scenario, where you've got high pressure in the mid-levels of the atmosphere, the air is sinking. As the air sinks and hits the ground, it kind of runs into the floor. And as such, it compresses. And as it compresses, it heats up. That's latent heat release, okay? So what we end up with, my friends, is a really hot pattern. Now, that's where it is the last couple of days. This is where it's going the next couple of days. It's shifting eastward. It's moving into our area. So as is such, you would absolutely understand that the deep south is running hotter than average. But all of these little markers here, those are all records that have the potential to drop across the deep south. And that includes 7 potential areas of record-setting conditions around Florida. It includes Orlando, it includes Sanford, it includes Polk County, it includes Tampa, there's a lot of areas in Florida. That's this week. Now, there are several areas that could have several records that can fall. Okay? But in terms of the forecast for us, we're looking at, and I don't know, yeah, it didn't get updated for tomorrow. So hold on. Let me change the graphic because I saw that the forecast hasn't changed. Okay. So for today, there is a record high possible. Forecast in Orlando, 96 degrees. Record high, 97 degrees, right? I'll show you once again the high temperature forecast around town, all right? Yeah, that 96 in Orlando is of note because the record high is 97. And Orlando's not the only record that could fall, frankly. I'm hoping no others fall. But when we look at record high, hold on, record high. That's tomorrow. That's today. Record high versus forecast today. So here's a look. Sanford, it's possible, hoping that's not the case. Leesburg, it's possible, hoping that's not the case. But yeah, there are records that absolutely may fall today. At the very least, I'm going to be closely watching that Orlando record. If nothing else, that Orlando record has the potential to go. And that record goes back to 1950. I mean, that's a record. That's a long-standing record. Now, if you're asking yourself, well, this is well above average. The answer is absolutely. But is it record-setting? Like, what's the monthly all-time record high? I've got that for you. It's not where we're going. Thank goodness. We've made it up to 101 in 1927 when Tony Manolfi was just starting university. Yep. So it is a hot forecast. And it's not just us. You know, when we look at the entire Deep South, these are excessive heat warnings and heat advisories. Yeah, big problems across much of the Deep South. The red is a heat advisory. The pink, that's an excessive heat warning. You don't like seeing those conditions, all right? So I always say, and you can make fun of me if you want to, and that's fine. I'm used to people making fun of me. We need to take it easy. If you work outdoors, we need to remember hydrate. We need to remember to take breaks. We need to remember to stay cool. And that may mean running into the air conditioning, that sort of thing. Jennifer says, Tony looks so good for being born in the 20s. The man doesn't age. It's that Italian heritage. Another thing we have to remember in this heat. Oh, that sweet face. That stock image of a puppy with his tongue out, sweet face. We have to remember our four-legged friends, you know, make sure to hydrate them, make sure to limit the time on the sidewalk and the asphalt, and watch for symptoms of dehydration. I would also add, as I'm sitting here and drinking my coffee, this dehydrates you. Did you know that? Coffee, as good as it is, dehydrates you. Laura says, I just want to pet the puppy. I know. Stella looked at me when I closed my office door, and she was just like, what are you doing? You know, what are you doing? So anyway, that's where we're at. It's going to be a scorcher of a day. And by the way, it's not just today, mind you. It's the next few days. It's the next few days. Chris Williams says, a 6-degree difference between normal and a record. As a former Midwesterner, it seems so odd. Definitely different weather around here. Yeah, so in the Midwest, you're more of a synoptic scale thing where, big storm systems come through and change you around. But in Florida, you can get these mesoscale things that come together, and it changes it all up, you know? And that's one of the reasons, I think, for me personally, why I just loved weather as a kid, and it's all I've ever wanted to do. Because things turn on a dime. And at the end of the day, no matter how good of a forecaster you are, and this is serious, no matter how good of a forecaster you are, Mother Nature's going to throw some curveballs. It's just the way it goes. So let's take a look at Central Florida's most accurate 7-day forecast. Today, 96. It's going to be hot. Look at it. I'm so sleepy. I didn't even put my wedding ring on. Oh, boy. The boss upstairs is going to be like, you telling me something? I just forgot. I don't have my watch either. So today, 96. It's going to be hot. Tomorrow, 40% coverage of storms. I'll tell you, I'm going to be cheering for said storms. Anything we can do to cool these temperatures down just a little bit, never a bad idea. 97 on Thursday, 97 on Friday. And then for the weekend, we're going to start to get better and better and little by little, better and better. And that, of course, that weekend leads us to a week from today, which is July 4th. And I know you've got questions about the 4th of July. So shall we preview it? Again, it's a first glance, but should we preview it? Anybody? Before we do, anybody have any questions, comments, concerns about the 7-day? And then we can preview the 4th of July. Does anybody have anything? Laura says, I feel naked without my ring and watch. Me too, but I'm half asleep, so I'm just surprised that I'm not naked. I'm glad I'm not naked. I've got my suit pants on. I've got my dress shirt on. I'm just glad. I'm glad that I am appropriately dressed. Just don't have my accessories. Beth, good morning. Frankie, good morning. Kelly says, but you should go get Stella. Honestly, my back hurts so badly, I couldn't even bend over right now to pick her up, to lift her up. I dropped the clicker between newscasts yesterday, and when I went to bend over to grab the clicker, I was like, ooh. Tad says CNN did an article on heat index yesterday. Yeah, I feel like at some point I should probably do something just to explain. Like if you're hearing Coffee Talk, no doubt yesterday you got my lesson on what is the heat index. If you're unfamiliar, heat index formula. Here's the heat index equation. We did this yesterday, but for those that missed it, everybody that says, oh, heat index, that's fake. Y'all, that's the equation. High equals negative 42.379. What? Every time we discuss the heat index, that's it. Now, Jim Payne's like, just tell me the temperature. And it's like, yeah, but it's also my job to get deeper and deeper into impacts. And, a prime example of where this plays in is a graphic like this. Okay? So the heat index is not always the same. Just look at these temperatures. Okay? For tomorrow, high is 96. Feels like 108. Thursday, high is 97. Feels like 107. Friday feels like 106. So wait a minute. Why is it that the air temperatures are going up, but the feels like temperatures are going down? I know it sounds silly, but it all has to do with that humidity. The more humidity, the more pain. That's the simplistic way to look at it. So that's why heat index is a thing. Right? So, yeah, I think that may be an interesting little video to throw together for Wesh.com. Let me message Chelsea today. Hey, idea. Quick video / article on what is the heat index? Why is it a thing? All right. Message Chelsea. She's the big boss lady over at Wesh.com. Also, 10 a.m. today, tracking the tropics. Have to let her know about that too. So anyway, it's just one of those interesting things. Kelly says, I can still squat you. Just remember that. Lift from the legs. It's not even that. Kelly, you're young. I'm just getting old. I'm not really getting old, but like, I can feel my age. Yeah. Can I do a video and steal the captioning file for it? I'm boring, Betty says. When I pull a muscle, I just run for the Aleve and take it with a meal. So here's the thing. After my bariatric surgery, I don't know if I can take naproxen. I know I'm not able to take ibuprofen because of this whole like susceptibility to internal bleeding thing. All right. So that's where we're at. Okay, July 4th. I guess we can get to that. All right, so 4th of July. First look, big surprise here. 4th of July forecast. Starts warm, includes thunderstorms by the afternoon. Waka, waka, waka. I'm not meaning for this to be a joke. So, but at least by the 4th of July, our pattern does look to start getting back to thunderstorms. So that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I'll take it. So while we're hot and dry, we're still going to be hot, but we're going to be shifting back to like a normal opportunity for showers and thunder showers. So, all right, that's fine. Rain chances do return. So when does that happen? Right? Well, first off, let's just look at Futurecast. Here's the long-range Futurecast. All right, so for this afternoon, just not seeing much. A few spring... Actually, that's tomorrow. I'm like, what? This afternoon is dry. Tomorrow, notice Futurecast is showing a few sprinkles in there, right? Here's Thursday. Most of the rain is south. Friday, bone dry, hot. Saturday, not much to see. Sunday, starting to get more storms in the area. Thank God. That'll cool us down. And then into Monday, we just continue to return more and more to normal. So little by little, we'll get there. Yeah. I take naproxen a lot when I do home projects. Works good for me. If I can... If I can, I will. I just need to figure out how I can do that. So here's where we're at, though, at least in terms of our local forecast. Rain chances this weekend into early next week start to rise. That'll bring the temperatures back down. Ann says I can take 3 a week. I'll have to just double check. I was told none, so I just need to double check. Epsom salt bath. So, Chris, I don't know how anybody else's house is. So my house, there is one bathtub, and it's in the kids' room. So if I want to take a bath, I have to go into the kids' bathroom, which I've done like in extreme circumstances. But it's just not a normal thing. Yeah. All right. Shall we chat tropics? Let's see what's doing outside here. Bada bing, bada boom. All right. So wide shot in the Atlantic. There's one area to watch, and that's it. It is the remnants of Cindy up there north of Puerto Rico, there is a 30% likelihood over the next 7 days' time that develops into something. So not a big deal. If it does, it would move to the north toward the Canadian Maritimes and like Nova Scotia. Here's a look at the computer models, okay? You kind of clearly see it lifting to the north. It's being heavily sheared, so the overall concern there is less and less and less. Yeah. All right. Ooh, Salonpas patches. Now that, Nikki, I may need to use. Absolutely. Yeah. I definitely may need to use that. 24-hour fitness as a hot tub. Interesting. I have one like 2 seconds away from my house. So, yeah. So that's all we've got for Cindy. But we are going to be starting to transition into a more and more active weather pattern over the next couple of weeks, right? Let's take a look and see what's doing on our raw computer models, all right? And let's switch to the full Atlantic basin here. All right, so starting off, got the remnants of Cindy, nothing of note. There you can see, yeah, nothing. Something out in the open Atlantic around July 5th. Yeah, not much to see here. Some stuff in the North Atlantic. But for once, the GFS is not trying to throw a random CAG at the United States, so that's fun. We look at the European. Looking. There's a decent little wave there. That's the 11th of July rolling off the coast of Africa, but that's all we got. Yeah, so for now, we're quiet. I will tell you, though, in terms of ACE, and I didn't get a chance to get the graphics updated. I will for our Tracking the Tropics broadcast. But all said in, we're looking way above average. As a matter of fact, let's see here. Jeremy Nelson texted me. Jeremy always sends me great texts. ACE is at 9.7. All right, so just looking at the numbers, and I'm not going to have time to build the graphics, but at least I can. So the ACE for the Atlantic, and ACE's accumulated cyclonic energy is actually at 9.8. The average, the 30-year average for ACE is 2.1. So we are statistically way above where we should be for today during hurricane season. All right? So at least we're nice and quiet. Yeah. I like that. All right. Any other questions? Comments? Concerns? Anything? Yeah? Last year dust was so heavy, but I didn't notice any this year. Yeah, it's just what it is. 40% coverage of storms on Wednesday, getting even hotter on Thursday, Friday. Anybody? Anything? Susie, you as well. Have a good one. Yeah, get your drinks ready for Tracking the Tropics. Non-alcoholic, because we may say a couple of things quite often. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to say it. I'm going to say it because I need a sip of coffee. Bay of Campeche, drink. Well then, the Atlantic better get it together and slow the heck down so we can go way below average. I know. We're a little quieter now. You know, we're a little quieter now. And I would just say that going into July, things probably do look to get a bit more active. So there's that. Yeah. I know it's so quiet at the moment that we could have the Coffee Talk drive-through guests again. We're not. Let's slow it down. Yeah. Tim says, I've got people on 25 flights Monday. Can you make good weather for us? Listen, even if I make good weather, understand that the air traffic control system is a disaster right now. It's been all over the news. There are 8 cancellations at Orlando International Airport, 17 delays, and we haven't seen anything start yet. Like, it's clear as a bell outside. Oh, boy. Yeah, we roped Eric into the Bay of Bay of Campeche drink game. I know, it's fun. It's just fun. It's just fun. It's just fun. That's all. Why so bad for flights? Just staffing, I guess. That's the thing. Yeah. Why is there early activity coming off Africa? Water temperatures way warmer than average and an active monsoonal flow coming off Africa. So, yeah. All right. I'm going to go and get ready. I will see you guys and gals at 10 a.m. for the coffee. No, not the coffee talk. This is coffee talk. For tracking I can't even keep my head straight. For Tracking the Tropics. I will see you at 10 a.m. for Tracking the Tropics. Sound good? WJCL Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Nelson will join me there. Okay? Sound good? Okay. Bye, y'all. Take care. See you in about an hour and a half. Bye.